What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital and welcome to the video. In this video, we're talking about my top 3 stocks for October. I've selected 3 unique, interesting companies, 2 of which are growth. 1 is a high-yielding dividend-paying company. And I'll be explaining later on in this video why I picked these 3 stocks, and all my thoughts on them. As well as these are your market minutes. This is your daily recap. We're going to be talking about gold, silver, the markets, and some interesting companies that are putting in some pretty nice gains today. So let's get straight into it, guys. Once again, thank you so much for supporting the channel, all the likes, all the comments. All my new subscribers, we hit 29.4. We're getting close to 30K, and I appreciate that. 30K is going to be another milestone, so let's get it there. Let's get straight into this video. Last but not least, if you do support me, the channel, and all the videos, then kindly, there's 2 things I ask. The first thing, of course, is to explode that like button, along with if you are a new viewer to the channel. Haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, but you appreciate constant steady updates in the markets, a steady flow of new and exciting companies, or you want to learn a little bit more about investing, of course, don't forget to cash that subscribe button and ring the market bell for notifications. Let's get straight into this video, guys. So yesterday, yes, we did do a live stream. I didn't really announce it. I didn't really say to you guys I'd be doing a live stream. I wanted to test it out because I think we'll be doing more CEO interviews live. So it's going to be interesting, a little bit more interactive for you guys. And we'll see if we can squeeze in maybe like a Q&A at the end of the interview. Nothing is guaranteed right now or promised. It all depends on, the specific CEO, whether they want to do that or not. But just a thought. Now, the second thing I wanted to say before we dive into comment of the day, of course, is I'm taking requests, and I've been taking requests all week. So what I think I will do is I'll put together maybe a Friday live stream. I'm thinking, what do you guys think? Is a weekly live stream something that you would like, where let's say maybe on a Thursday or Friday you can ask me some questions. We'll go over the same style video, market minute, where we recap. But then, of course, it's live, it's interactive, so we can take some questions. That's also a thought. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. And also, continue to drop those comments about your favorite stocks. Drop your favorite stocks in the comments below, and I will compile a list for either tomorrow's video or Friday, taking a look at 5 to 10 of your favorite companies. And we'll also have to shoot garbage and gold again. But drop those comments right now. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Alright, guys, we're back. I better see some awesome comments there when I check this video later on today. And boy, is it sunny today. Not complaining, but wow, is it ever sunny. Hope you guys can still see me. So let's get into comment of the day. As within, so without. First comment of the day, too bad TAT is not available on Wealthsimple Trade. And that's one thing, these stocks that are traded on the smaller exchanges, the more volatile stocks like TAT, like MindMed, sometimes those free apps, it's not always available on, which is why, you should always have a secondary broker. I know it might not be the easiest thing to do, to get set up on, a bigger bank's broker where they actually charge fees. But sometimes if you're looking to buy or sell these stocks, that's the only option. So look into, the right broker above and beyond the free apps like Robinhood, Wealthsimple Trade. I understand if you don't have, all this cash to trade with and you got to trade on the free apps, that's totally understandable as well. But just see if you can get set up, because sometimes that's the only way. Unfortunately, what happened to TAT? Any negative news? I didn't see any negative news. TAT is up again today. We will take a quick look at that. But I believe it was just, some shorts moving in. The pullback was extended. I feel like some people were taking profits. Things don't go straight up forever. So don't forget that, guys. And I did say earlier, it's very impressive, the gains that this stock has been making. But whenever a stock goes from less than $1 to $4, 4x, stocks tend to pull back eventually. Look what happened to Tesla. Pulled back, stabilized, and headed much higher. So hopefully that's going to be the case for TAT. Lucifiel Prometheus missed the live stream. No, yeah, sorry, man, but like I said, I'm considering one weekly live stream. So let me know what you guys would think about that. Masonic Kid, more silver than gold because gold mines are a dime a dozen, and we are seeing more gold companies pop up than silver companies. And I feel like there is more gold, around, more gold companies in general than silver companies. So puts more emphasis on silver. We're going to take 2 more questions. Next one goes to Eric. What is your opinion on Enbridge over 8% yield? I still like the company, still hold the company, and I've held throughout this whole, market crash, global illness, volatility. I think Enbridge is an essential company. They're going to survive, fingers crossed, and I will continue to hold that. If you are interested in seeing how much Enbridge I own, take a look at our private group. Links in the description. Anyways, last comment, Troy Levy, hi, long time no talk. So nice to hear from you, Troy. And we will keep, as always, the coverage up on those precious metal companies. So now, guys, let's dive into the news and see what the heck's going on. So we are getting a rally today. The Nasdaq, S&P, and the Dow bouncing back. Dow gets lift from airlines as Trump calls for targeted stimulus measures. So yesterday, oh my gosh, the last hour of trade, the market's tanking. No more stimulus until the election. And then, of course, that has changed. So let's take a look and see what's going on Wall Street. The Dow rallied Wednesday, led by a surge in airlines that rose on hopes lawmakers could agree to targeted stimulus packages. The Dow rose 1.97%. Hopes for stimulus were restored somewhat after Trump said was ready to sign off on piecemeal measures, including support for individuals, small businesses, and airlines. The call for targeted stimulus comes a day after Trump halted stimulus talks and claimed U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was negotiating in bad faith. So guys, what does that mean for gold and silver? We're seeing what's happening to the indexes, but what does that mean for gold and silver? And gold is in fact selling off another 1%. Silver is selling off 0.23%, but silver is actually outperforming gold today. I feel like, silver is getting more of that economic bid as opposed to, a safe haven, and investors are kind of maybe reducing their positions in gold just as the situation got a little bit better. But both scenarios were bad for gold, and we did in fact see gold drop below 1900 yet again. So gold is consolidating. I mean, if we look at the week, it looks like it's attempting to hold on to 1900. We're not above it, below it yet again, and we'll see where it kind of settles. But I'm watching for 1875 right now in the short term, just because we couldn't see gold hold on to 1900. Now, if we can see here, since peaking above 2000, roughly $2,089 per ounce back there not too long ago, we've seen gold consistently make lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and then this recent rally, lower highs. So are we in fact heading lower, or are we going to consolidate and go sideways for a bit? I think the gold and silver markets are cooling off a little bit right now as things continue to consolidate. But let's see what Kitco has to say on this matter, and then we'll dive straight into those top 3 stocks for October. So stay tuned, guys. Gold price steady below 1900 as Fed minutes reveal officials expect more fiscal stimulus. Gold remained below 1900 an ounce as Fed Reserve released its September meeting minutes, which revealed that many officials assumed more fiscal stimulus is on the way. As time of writing, gold's trading for $18.89. So what is moving the price here? The staff's forecast assume the enactment of some additional fiscal policy support this year without any additional policy action. The pace of the economic recovery would likely be slower. Officials also cautioned that the absence of further fiscal support would exacerbate economic hardships in minority and lower income communities. So I agree with that. I mean, in terms of stimulus and where should the stimulus go, I feel like that's where it should be going. Support for businesses, support for jobs, and support for the lower income bracket, because I feel like they need it the most. So Frank Holmes, super bullish on gold from Kitco. Trump or Biden outcome won't affect gold price target of 4,000. And I think, that's kind of my estimate too, where I think gold is inevitably going to head. I think we could still see, 100% upside for gold. I wouldn't be surprised if gold doubled, hit fresh all-time highs again, and settled in the next couple years somewhere around 3,000 to 4,000. Now that's a very broad ballpark target. Maybe more specifically 3,500. I'm kind of in the middle. $3,000 gold seems reasonable, and even some banks have came out and said they think gold's going to 3,000. But I think the traders in the market, and they're going to push it a little bit higher than those banks forecasts. So gold's traded sideways for a few weeks, but the price action is forming a bottom. Frank Holmes, CEO of Global Investors, said, despite market volatility ahead of the November elections, Holmes maintains his $4,000 price target. The bottom that you're seeing in gold is a perfect Miami Beach bottom. Gold will go up and down. The DNA of volatility you can measure over 20 trading days, 60 trading days, 12 months. It was up when we talked about it. A time for a correction in the beginning of August. 3 standard deviations over 20 trading days. It's now down to 1 standard deviation. So that's his technical analysis on gold. So that's all we're going to talk about for gold right now, guys. And I do feel like gold is still consolidating. It's obviously struggling, but this, in my opinion, is not really a bad thing. It gives investors to take a look at the sector without having to chase it all the way up. And I'm actually liking it because there's a couple gold and silver companies I'm considering as well. One of them is in this top 3 video, which we're going to get into right now. And I want to say before we get into these top 3 stocks, if you want to know my full portfolio, my full public portfolio, all the trades I make, weekly private videos, and monthly full in-depth written reports. Take a look at our private group, our full access insider group, links in the description. $10 a month, $100 a year. And we've got a really awesome community there, a private Facebook group. I love growing this group with the goals of, making some really awesome returns and building a long-term diversified portfolio with you guys. So take a look at it if you haven't already, and let's get into that first company. And this comes as probably not much of a surprise, but we're just going to talk about what they do, why I like them, and my history with them. So of course the first company for October is MindMed. They're researching and developing psychedelic therapies for multiple mental illnesses, including anxiety, ADHD, cluster headaches, addiction. They've got a very, very comprehensive pipeline of different clinical trials, many of which are in phase 2. They also recently started researching psilocybin on top of their other substances. So it's a very interesting company. And since the Compass Pathways IPO, I feel like a lot of investors have taken a look at this company from a valuation perspective, saying, holy smokes, Compass is like over $1 billion. MindMed's market cap's still only 242 million Canadian. So that's not even 200 million US dollars. So the stock has been running. It's taken off ever since. In the last month, the stock has went from 45 cents to $1.11. A nice slow and steady climb with a couple pullbacks along the way. We are hitting fresh 52-week highs and all-time highs today at $1.17. I feel like mental health is going to be a really big issue, especially over the next couple of years with this whole global illness compounding the whole mental health thing. Stay at home and no exercise or less exercise, not eating healthy, depression, anxiety, problems with your work, stability of your job. There's so many factors right now that are affecting us and our mental health. We've never really had to go through a lockdown like this, so I feel like the problems that already existed are just going to be compounded, and mental health is going to come into the forefront. We're already seeing it, but we're going to see it probably get worse, unfortunately. And if MindMed can pass some of these clinical trials, come up with some good cures, get some approved, the industry has tons of potential comparable to the MJ sector, but a little bit different, just as they're providing hopefully cures for these illnesses, but more so from a medical perspective, not just a recreational perspective. So I feel like this sector is similar but different, and different in a good way. So we'll see how it goes, guys. Fingers crossed, but that is definitely hands down my number one growth stock for October and probably for the rest of the year. So we just interviewed their CEO JR just 2 days ago. Check out the live stream video. We will be releasing the full edited video probably on this weekend just for fun. If you guys missed the first couple minutes, we'll have that full video out there. And I have covered this company since before the IPO, and I was at the exchange actually to open the market. So anyways, guys, that's my take on MindMed. That's why I like the company. I've invested into it, and I want to see it do well. So take a look at MindMed if that catches your eye. Once again, never financial advice. Now, second company, and this is the most recent company that I discovered, and that's Discovery Metals. Exploring and developing a world-class asset, Cordero is one of the largest development stage silver projects in the world. So this company is in Mexico, in Chihuahua State, very close to Durango, very close to a lot of the other mines. So it's in a proven jurisdiction. Mexico is in North America. Lots of silver mining going on there. But the one thing about this company is Eric Sprott is the largest shareholder, which really caught my eye. Now let's take a quick look at the presentation. I have gone over this in another video. Let's take a quick look. So margin, excellent grades over broad widths, high grade vein potential, fourth largest undeveloped silver resource globally. Silver price torques significant resource expansion at higher silver prices. So 80+ million in cash, very important. And they are part of the Oxygen Group, integrated merchant bank and mining house. Founder and cornerstone shareholder, built 9 mining companies, 5 have been acquired, crystallizing $3 billion in value. So Eric Sprott owns over 27% of the company, one of his largest investments in the silver space. Now when it comes to their resource estimate, this is from 2018, 1.5 billion ounces at 40 grams per ton, and inferred 500 million ounces at 56 grams per ton. But their focal point, measured and indicated 300 million ounces at 95 grams per ton, 360 million ounces at 112 grams per ton inferred. So a truly massive resource. And last but not least, this is the one thing that I think is very important. So they're doing a lot of phase 1 drilling right now and a metallurgical testing, but midway through 2021 is when they're going to have their new resource estimate and revamped PEA along with property-wide drilling, the potential to discover more resources. So I feel like now is an interesting time to take a look at the company, because eventually when we get into 2021, which really realistically isn't that far away, who knows, guys, they update their resource, they've got tons more silver than they thought, could see some real nice returns. So I'm taking a look at this company. I will be accumulating a position in this stock, and my only concern right now is the fact that it has put in some really nice gains over the last little while, although it is substantially off those highs. Now, from a 52-week perspective, we can see here that 52-week highs at 284, currently trading for 171. So I wouldn't mind seeing it consolidate a little bit more, but I'm not afraid to start to buy this incrementally. I was actually hoping that it dropped into the mid to low $1 range, potentially to 120, 130, somewhere around that level. I definitely would have added a lot more to the company. But if silver stabilizes, we might see this trend reverse and it might start to go off yet again. So in terms of silver miners, I've got my favorite ones, but this one is on the top of my watch list right now. It's one of the newest companies that I've discovered, and I'm hoping that we can see it start to stabilize, but I will continue to buy it. So take a look at that one if you're looking for more silver exploration stage sector, more so from a large cap perspective, with Eric Sprott being the largest shareholder in the company. Now guys, the third company, we'll go over this real quick before we dive into all the charts and all the good stuff, and that'll be it for the video. It's Welltower. So Welltower delivers healthcare and infrastructure necessary to facilitate better treatment at lower costs and keep patients out of the hospital. So in a nutshell, guys, Welltower is a leader in the healthcare infrastructure space. They own so many properties all across the United States and Canada, including senior housing, post-acute care, and outpatient medical. So this company, heavy focus on the senior care sector. And I'm very bullish on the sector for two reasons, because I feel like it got hit one of the hardest. Profits are going to get hit for the next little while, but I do think it will bounce back because of those industry fundamentals, the long-term fundamentals, the baby boomers getting older and inevitably needing care. So I am still bullish on the company, and if we look at their insanely diverse portfolio across the United States and Canada, we can see all of their different properties. It spans from Vancouver to Los Angeles, middle of the US, tons of stuff on the East Coast. But I did want to mention some news. So keep this in mind if you are looking at this stock. DeRosa steps down as Welltower CEO. Mitra promoted as replacement. So Welltower announced on Monday, the CEO Tom DeRosa will be stepping down, with top executive Shak Mitra promoted as his replacement. After careful thought and consideration of the company's current position and opportunities ahead, the board and I have decided that now is the right time for me to hand the reins to Shak. I hope I said that name right. So we had a conflicting title though. The Motley Fool coming out saying Welltower CEO resigns. One of the top names in healthcare real estate investment trusts has changed leadership on Monday after market hours. Welltower's CEO and chairman of the board of directors, Thomas DeRosa, stepped down from both positions. So keep an eye on this company. I want to see how the stock has performed all week, and not too much has changed, to be honest, guys. We didn't see a crash in this stock. The stock is down 0.76%, but not too much happened on Monday, if anything. So in terms of 52-week range, very volatile. The stock got as low as $24, but as high as $93. We're currently trading for $56. And if we take a look at the 6-month and 1-year chart here, I mean, Welltower has recovered somewhat. It's definitely not where it was. And I do feel like, taking a look at these retirement homes now, especially a larger cap one that's very diversified, it's not like they just have a couple retirement homes, and if one of those gets hit with a bunch of lawsuits, the company could go under. I think this is a lot safer if you are looking to try and play that recovery story. So take a look at Welltower. That is my number 3 pick for October. And going into the second wave, we might see lower prices, don't get me wrong, but or more market volatility around this upcoming big political event. But for now, those are my top 3 picks. Let me know what you think. So let's get into the charts, all the good stuff, and then that will be it for the video, guys. So quickly, let's see what's going on. And the biggest gainer of the basket is MindMed, of course, in the MJ sector, up 20.9%, followed by KBev and Canopy Growth. Now we are seeing some 52-week lows for ACB. Oh my gosh, when is this thing ever going to get a break? Bonnie and Mine, Sundial Growers, the two stocks in the red today. Now let's take a look at the dividend sector. And we have seen some very nice gains for Brookfield Property Partners, running to $18 per share. Very, very happy about that. Royal Bank of Canada and Bank of Montreal. Three biggest gainers. We're only seeing one stock in the red, and that is Brookfield Infrastructure Partners, although it had a very nice run. So now let's take a look at the gold and silver sector. In terms of gold and silver stocks, it's a mixed day. More stocks are in the green than in the red. We are in fact seeing Discovery Metals, Silvercrest, and Termalina, three biggest gainers, although Bonterra Resources, Kinross, and Teranga Gold, three biggest losers. So gold and silver stocks hanging on. In terms of tech stocks, biggest gainer MindMed, followed by Virgin Galactic, and of course Amazon. And finally, we are seeing, in terms of our broader 2020 stocks to watch list, Tilray, Netflix, and Brookfield Property Partners, three biggest gainers. And in terms of losers, Kinross, Else Nutrition, and Welltower, three biggest losers. So guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. We'll see you guys in our next video.